Okay, so today's topic is about how you can stay consistent without relying on motivation. Because I don't know about you, but I've heard plenty, especially when I started any journey, but especially when I started journey as a coach, as a mindset coach, life coach, I've heard plenty of words, motivation, you have to be motivated. And I was searching for this kind of word as well. But then I realized many times that regardless of this kind of research for motivation, this kind of push for be motivated, it's very actually hard to rely on this motivation. Very flaky, I would say. So I would like to ask you, how many times have you relied on motivation that you will do your training or maybe cooking, maybe cleaning, maybe something else, and then you just didn't follow through?
Me.
Me too, so no worries. The thing is that plenty of times we wait for this motivation to just kick us in, right? But then we have that voice in our head. Oh, I just don't feel like doing it today. Isn't it? When was the last time you told that to yourself? Be honest. You don't have to say that out loud, but just be honest with yourself. How often you use this? I just don't feel like it, and you don't go through, and you don't follow through. The thing to consider at this point is also, what did you expect that motivation do for you in this moment? That when you say to yourself, well, I don't feel like it, what did you expect for motivation to do for you? Because me, myself, and plenty of people I've worked with, we just expect that motivation will grab us, you do it. And we will just do it. But
yeah, I expect that from the motivation.
Yeah. We expect this kind of spark to be there, right? That we'll be consistent, we will be motivated. The thing I've noticed from my perspective, from seeing myself, seeing other people, well, the spark is rarely to be there all the time. Oh, Alexander.
He's at the gym.
He's motivated.
Grocery shopping.
Nice gym.
Grocery shopping.
Well, you have to lift the shoppings and push them.
How are you guys?
Good, good. We've just started. We're just talking about how to be consistent without relying on motivation. Because, well, during the years, like I say already, I observe people. I observe myself. Plenty of us. We join some activity, all in at the beginning. If it's like gym, new shoes, new plan, new jumpers, whatever. Strict alarms, no excuses, strict diet, everything. And then a few weeks later, it's just like, oh, maybe I will not do it today. I don't feel like it anymore. I've just lost my motivation. Oh, I will wait for that motivation to kick me in again. But this taught me one thing. It's not about us expect motivation to carry us, to push us to do the thing, because motivation was never built for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. So when was the motivation when motivation let you down last time, and what did happen because of that?
Usually mornings, are the word for me.
The perspective we have, and this is a big trap for all of us, big trap that plenty of us fall into, myself including, that we treat motivation like it's a fuel, something that will push us through, will help us to move forward. But honestly, motivation is just a spark. So, like I was doing at the beginning, with plenty of times when I start new things, I was just going through the social media, checking in, new quotes, new video, new dopamine hit, new thing. Oh, I have to get pumped. Like all the fitness culture fits were telling me I had to push through. I have to be motivated and all that kind of things. But I didn't feel that. Especially after a few weeks in, then you think the spark just fade. Because it always does. And then you're left there. So what will change if you stop idolizing motivation and start trusting your daily movement? How your life will change in this moment?
Talking to me?
Need to follow
I'm talking to all of you, so if someone willing to unmute yourself and say answer, here you go. Floor is yours. This is our conversation. It's not just me talking to you or giving some speech. Or I have even better question for you. What will someone who doesn't wait for motivation do today? Think about this question for a second. Answer to yourself. You don't have to answer here, but answer to yourself. What will someone who doesn't wait for motivation do today? If I will not wait for motivation today, what I will do? The thing is that the other kind of side of the coin or of the medal, depends how you want to say this, is that some people say, yeah, motivation is not the thing, you have to be disciplined. But for some people, discipline have kind of like bad meaning. We think, oh, you have to push through, you have to be disciplined, you have to force yourself. But it's not about forcing yourself, it's not about being robots, hard on yourself. I would like to propose a new definition of discipline. Simple. Show up when it's inconvenient, just because you decide to become that kind of person. Because it's not about being on the hype, being super motivated, it's being aligned with your identity. And this is the huge one that I'm all the time telling everyone. You have to choose your identity, because the stories you're telling yourself, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, or I'm this, I'm that. This is the identity you create for yourself. This is the identity that you try to convince yourself that you have, that you are. And when you try to look for motivation, you are out of alignment. You're not aligned with your identity. So here's a few tips, as always, for you to use. Okay, nice. First one, like I say, choose your identity. So start telling yourself what kind of person you are. For example, I'm someone who moves, even when I don't feel like it. Again, this very famous even if or even when. When you start telling yourself this, then find one daily action that you will do. Something small. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm someone who moves, I'm someone who exercises, I'm someone who do workout. It doesn't have to be like hitting gym for 3-5 hours. It might be something simple. 10 minutes walk, 5 minutes stretch, or even like deep breathing. Just choose one daily action that is something that you will do every time. Of course, with time, you can increase this, but this is something that you will do every day. Non-negotiation here. After each action, think about this and log that somewhere, just to have proof for yourself that you follow through, that you've done it. Say to yourself, I today act as this person I want to become, this version of me that I'm becoming. And after a few days, weekly, on the weekly basis is the best. Ask yourself, do I trust myself better than when I was starting? Do I trust myself more now? Because by doing this, once you track your progress, so you see your progress, and two, you also build that alignment. You come to this alignment with your version that you want to become, with the version of you that you want to become. So, more tips. I find out that if I wait, like if I will wake up today and I will say to myself, maybe I will go to the gym, or maybe I will do workout at home, or maybe I'll go for a walk. Chances are 50-50 that I will do it. However, if I, evening before or night before, how you want, say to myself, okay, tomorrow I'm going to the gym. Here is my clothes. Here is my stuff. Here is everything prepared for me to going to the gym tomorrow. 99% chances that I will go.
Totally agree.
And yeah, this can be done with everything. If you prepare yourself.
For example, just to add on that one, as you know, guys, I do kickboxing and I do the gym and I do dancing, yeah? So for the three activities that I do have a separate bag that is already with everything that I need. For example, today I go kickboxing at 8 p.m. After this, I need to go. That is ready already. It's just for me to pick it up. So it's less excuses for me to say, I don't feel like, because if I will allow my feelings, then you will do anything. And remember what we spoke last week as well. We need to make sure that we are reminding ourselves that we are adults, that we have responsibilities as an adult. If you are 5 years old, maybe I can say, you know what, for you, have a candy and watch Netflix. But we are more than 18 years old and we got responsibilities, we got jobs that depends on our energy levels and how efficient we are. We got family. We want maybe to build a family as well at some point if you are not having one. So it's a lot of things that rely on how much energy and health you got.
Absolutely.
And that's a really important point. So thank you for that, Rat.
Thank you for adding this. I really appreciate that, because that's exactly what I mean. If you prepared, if you have, and not just like mentally, but if you physically prepared. I've heard from one of the friends of mine that she had the mat just beside her bed because she said to herself, oh, I will be doing yoga every morning when I wake up. Never happened. But then she put a mat just beside her bed. And in her pajamas, she just rolled on the mat and started exercising. She prepared herself for today. So that's exactly what it is. It doesn't have to be like this drastically with the mat beside your bed, but you know what I mean. Like Emir said, have that bag already packed. Have these clothes already prepared so you can jump in it. And even if you don't feel like it, say to yourself, okay, I will just put those clothes on me. This is kind of like trick I've heard. I never had to use it, but I've heard, and the person who told me it said it's doing magic. If you have those clothes for running, because he was running, and you just put them on, it's like, oh, okay, I have them on me. I will go for 5 minute walk. Jody, we don't have to raise your hands. We just unmute yourself and say.
Well, I thought it'd be polite, just so you know.
All right, okay. No worries.
I've done exactly that when I was training for a run when I was running a lot, quite a few years ago now. But yeah, sometimes I wouldn't feel like it, and I'd say, and it's almost like a mind trick. I was like, I'm just going to put, I've just put the clothes on. I've just put my running kit on.
Exactly.
And yeah, and as soon as you've done that first step, and it's almost tricking the mind to go, oh, it's all right, it's not a big thing. I'll just do this one tiny step, and as soon as you've done that tiny step, and then, and then I went for the run. So, it's good advice, and so there we go. Reinforce it.
Absolutely. So here, guys, you have proof for this. A live proof from your group that this works. It just kind of, you trick your mind that you are in this identity. So you choose your identity that I will be running, or I am runner. You put on your clothes. Okay, that's my identity. I have clothes already. I go. Other thing that you might consider to do, I actually don't really like it, but there was a few times I've used something similar. So if your workout or if your session, whatever, is some kind of period of taking you some kind of period of time, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, hour, if you don't feel like it, shrink it. Tell to yourself, okay, I don't feel like it. I'll do 10 minutes or even 5 minutes, but I will do. Because at this point, the most important part of this is I show up. I was aligned, I act aligned with my identity. Even if I didn't follow through the whole way, I show up and I've done something towards my identity, towards the new idea of me, the new version of me that I have. And the last one for today, every time you achieve this, I cannot say that how important this is. Celebrate this, acknowledge this. It doesn't have to be like huge celebration with cakes or anything, but just acknowledge this to yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. I kept my word. I've done this. Because this way you build trust to yourself. This way you see that motivation, you don't need that motivation anymore. This is the memory that you've done. This is the celebration that you will be waiting for to do it again. Right? I have exercise as well for you. You don't have to do it now. I will explain how to do it. And then in free time, because I believe you don't have now pen or pencil, but in free time, try it. Write down a letter for you answering the question, why do I want to do this? So why do I want to exercise? Why do I want to have plan from a meal? Why do I want work out? Why do I want to run? Why do I want to be healthy, to be fitter? You might start with the sentence like, I move or I exercise daily, not because I feel like it, not because I'm motivated, but because. And this is a very important moment. When you start getting that mental clarity about your reasons why you do something, when you start seeing the promise that you're giving yourself. So that's everything I've prepared for you today. I really appreciate your time, your enthusiasm, your joining me in this conversation. And as always, more tips, exercises I have in the PDF that I will post it for you in the group chat, together with the recording for everyone who wants to rewatch. And and that will be all. Once more, I'm really grateful for this time with you and allowing me to be with you and share this knowledge with you.
Thank you, Rad. Thank you guys as well for being here, because remember, every time that we are joining in this group call weekly, we are reinforcing what we know already. We know everything that Rad is saying. We know already everything that I'm telling you. But the important thing that I need you to remember, and that was something that I was speaking with Jody yesterday, it was that the importance of accountability and reinforcing this as a must as well, and reinforcing it daily, weekly, you are more likely and more likely and more likely to get the work done and to keep it, which is the most important one.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the thing, and that was also something that I was speaking with my friend yesterday. He's a champion in go-kart. Okay, he does very, very well. And I say to him, what is the secret? How do you manage to be world champion? And he said to me, he didn't study anything at all when it comes to other people doing, studies and stuff. It was practicing and fixing the mistakes that he was making every time. Fixing, trying, which it is trial and error. So at the moment, every time that you are joining here, every time that you are picking yourself up, when you cannot do an hour workout, but maybe you're doing 5 minutes walk, 10 minutes walk, whatever, you're reinforcing your brain that you are important, that you matter.
Exactly, yeah.
See? So that's what we're about. We're about just keeping on the game, keep playing the game, because we deserve this. We deserve optimal health. We deserve optimal self-esteem. We deserve having this half an hour a week time for ourselves, and to just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to see what I can apply, because this is my health. This is me. So I just want to reinforce that, but awesome topic today, Rad. Literally.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Awesome, guys. So we're going to see you anyway. I will be taking over next Thursday, as usual, and keep showing up if you want to keep, winning the game and be 1% better every time. See? Let's go then.
All right.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Bye.